Walk away from something that no longer serves you, you immediately reclaim your power. Most people spend their entire lives trying to control how others treat them, chasing people who pull away, or staying in toxic situations out of fear. But the moment you turn around and walk away, the entire dynamic changes. Walking away is not an act of weakness, anger, or revenge. It is the ultimate expression of self-respect. It sends an undeniable message to the world and to the people around you. Your time, your emotional energy, and your presence are valuable, and they will not be wasted on anyone who disrespects or undervalues them. When you refuse to engage in low-value behavior, you stop begging for validation. Most people panic when someone disrespects them or pulls back. They over-explain, they argue, or they try harder to fix things. This instantly puts them in a position of weakness, because it signals to the other person that their bad behavior has no real consequences. When you walk away silently without making a scene, you break that cycle entirely. You remove your energy from the situation, and energy is the ultimate currency in any relationship, business deal, or interaction. The power of walking away lies in the psychology of loss. Human beings naturally take things for granted when they know those things are guaranteed. If someone knows you will always be there, always answer their calls, and always forgive their disrespect, they lose incentive to value you. But when you walk away, you introduce the permanent risk of loss. The moment your presence is replaced by your total absence, people are forced to confront the reality of what they just lost. Silence speaks louder than any argument ever could. To walk away successfully, you must master emotional control. Weak people throw tantrums, make threats, or post subtweets when they are hurt. Strong people simply disengage. Threatening to leave is a sign that you are still seeking a reaction. Actually leaving without a word proves that you have made a final decision. When you master the ability to quietly walk away from disrespect, bad deals, or dead-end relationships, you become virtually untouchable. No one can manipulate someone who is completely willing to leave the table. This concept applies everywhere, in modern dating, in corporate negotiations, and in personal friendships. In negotiations, the person who is most willing to walk away always holds the ultimate leverage. If you go into a business deal desperate for an outcome, you will accept terrible terms. But if you know your worth and are fully prepared to say no and walk out the door, the other side is forced to meet your standard or lose you entirely. Walking away also cleanses your own internal mindset. Every time you stay in a bad situation, you send a subconscious signal to your own brain that you do not deserve better. You lower your self-esteem bit by bit. Conversely, every time you choose to walk away from something toxic, you build absolute trust in yourself. You reinforce the belief that you are capable of surviving on your own, and that your peace of mind is non-negotiable. People often ask why walking away creates such a powerful sense of mystery. It is because human nature hates unresolved narratives. When you argue and vent, you give the other person complete closure. They know exactly how you feel, what you think, and where you stand. But when you simply detach and walk away, you leave them with unanswered questions. They wonder if you ever truly cared, if you will come back, or if you have moved on to something vastly better. Your absence creates a psychological void that their mind naturally tries to fill. Understanding this power requires shifting your view on rejection and loss. Walking away is never a loss, it is a filter. It filters out people who only valued you for convenience and makes space for opportunities that align with your standards. You are not giving up. You are deliberately choosing where your precious life energy goes. If you want to command respect in this world, you must develop an ironclad boundary. Define clearly what you will accept and what you will not. Once someone crosses that line, do not negotiate. Do not plead for them to change. Walk away calmly, decisively, and permanently. When you decide to walk away, you force the world to renegotiate its terms with you. Part 1 established why walking away reclaims your power. Part 2 focuses on how to execute this detachment with absolute precision and why most people fail at it. The biggest reason people fail to walk away effectively is that they leave physically but remain attached emotionally. They walk out the door, but they constantly check their phones, ask mutual friends about the other person, or secretly hope for a message. That is not walking away. That is throwing a silent tantrum in the hope of getting attention. True walking away requires absolute mental detachment. If you are still waiting for a reaction, you are still being controlled by the situation. When you decide to walk away, your execution must be quiet and clean. Never announce your departure. Do not make dramatic speeches about how much you have suffered, or how wrong the other person was. Declarations show that you are still seeking validation, and holding out hope that they will convince you to stay. The highest form of strength is silent action. You lower your investment, you cut the tether, and you move forward as if the bad situation no longer exists in your reality. The psychological impact of silent detachment on the other party is profound. When someone expects you to fight, explain yourself, or demand accountability, and you respond with absolute calm and absence, it completely disrupts their expectations. Human psychology is wired to process feedback loops. Conflict provides feedback, even if it is negative. Silence, however, provides zero feedback. It deprives the other person of the emotional fix they were expecting from you, leaving them alone with their own actions and choices. Walking away also demands that you master the art of stepping back from bad investments. Economists call it the sunk cost fallacy, the tendency to keep pouring time, money, or emotion into a failing endeavor simply because you have already invested so much. In relationships and career paths, people stay in toxic dynamics for years because they do not want to waste the time they already put in, but staying only increases your losses. The smartest move you can ever make is to cut your losses immediately, the moment you realize the dynamic is fundamentally broken. You must also understand that walking away is an active choice to protect your focus and ambition. Every minute you spend dealing with high-drama, low-value individuals is energy stolen from your personal growth, your career, and your purpose. High-achieving individuals do not have time to fix people who do not want to be fixed. They recognize that their time is their most limited resource, and they ruthlessly guard it against unnecessary drain. Another crucial layer of walking away is learning how to deal with the immediate aftermath. When you walk away from a toxic habit, a bad business deal, or a manipulative relationship, your brain will experience withdrawal. You will feel an urge to reach out, to check in, or to soften your boundary out of nostalgia or loneliness. This is the exact moment where your discipline is tested. You must realize that missing someone or something does not mean you should go back to them. Nostalgia always edits out the bad parts. To hold your ground during this phase, you need an unshakable commitment to your own personal standards. A standard is not a standard if you abandon it the second things get uncomfortable. If your standard is mutual respect and fair dealing, anyone who cannot meet that standard automatically disqualifies themselves from your life. Walking away is simply the physical enforcement of your personal standards. Ultimately, walking away builds an internal foundation of stoicism and self-reliance. You realize that you do not need any specific person, job, or situation to be complete. You learn to enjoy your own company and trust your own judgment. When you know deep down that you can stand on your own 2 feet under any circumstances, fear loses its grip on you entirely. You become comfortable with walking alone, and ironically, that is precisely when you start attracting the right people and opportunities into your life. Part 3 completes this series by focusing on the ultimate long-term transformation that happens when you make walking away a permanent lifestyle standard. In Part 1, you learned why walking away reclaims your power. In Part 2, you learned how to execute detachment with absolute precision. Now Part 3 reveals how mastering this single skill forever elevates your status, your self-worth, and your overall trajectory in life. The ultimate power of walking away is that it transforms your personal aura. People naturally sense who is needy and who is completely self-sufficient. When you carry yourself with the quiet confidence of someone who is fully prepared to walk away from anything that does not align with their values, your entire presence changes. You stop radiating anxiety, desperation, and the need for approval. Instead, you project calm authority. People subconsciously recognize that you cannot be bribed, manipulated, or guilt-tripped, and they instantly treat you with a higher level of respect. This mindset also eliminates the fear of missing out, commonly known as FOMO. Most people stay trapped in mediocre jobs, bad friendships, and toxic relationships because they are terrified of what will happen if they leave. They worry that they will never find another opportunity or another partner. But when you master the willingness to walk away, you trade FOMO for absolute faith in your future. You realize that the world is filled with endless opportunities for those who refuse to settle for breadcrumbs. Walking away is the ultimate tool for personal reinvention. Every time you leave behind a situation that limits your growth, you clear physical, mental, and emotional space for better things to enter your life. You cannot receive high-value opportunities while your hands are still full of low-value trash. Clearing out the old is a mandatory prerequisite for stepping into the new. The moment you walk away from what is holding you back, you create a vacuum that naturally attracts higher standards, better people, and greater success. Another essential element of this lifestyle is understanding the power of finality. When you walk away, it must be absolute. Moving on does not mean leaving the door cracked open just in case things change. It means closing the chapter permanently, locking the door and discarding the key. If you leave breadcrumbs or keep checking back, you are inviting the old toxic energy to bleed back into your new life. Absolute finality gives you clarity, peace, and the ability to pour 100% of your energy into your next chapter. You must also learn to walk away from your own past self. Often the hardest thing to walk away from is not another person, but your own old identity, bad habits, and limiting beliefs. People often stay stuck in suffering simply because it is familiar. Walking away from your past self requires you to stop identifying with your old mistakes, your old wounds, and your previous failures. It means forgiving yourself, stepping away from self-sabotage, and stepping boldly into the version of yourself you are capable of becoming. Mastering this concept fundamentally shifts your relationship with control. Immature individuals waste massive amounts of energy trying to force outcomes, change other people's minds, or manipulate events to go their way. Mature individuals realize that the only thing they truly control is their own input and their own presence. If a situation is out of alignment, they do not fight the wind, they simply adjust their course and walk away. That level of emotional maturity brings an unshakable inner peace that nothing in the outside world can disrupt. When you look back on your life years from now, you will realize that your greatest victories were not just the things you fought for, but the things you were brave enough to walk away from. You will remember the bad deals you rejected, the toxic relationships you left behind, and the disrespect you refused to tolerate. Walking away is the ultimate declaration that you answer to your own high standards, not the low expectations of others. Make walking away your superpower. Practice it without guilt, execute it without drama, and maintain it without regret. Protect your energy, guard your peace, and never compromise your worth for anyone or anything. If you found this video valuable, hit the like button right now and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode on building real power and self-respect. Drop a comment below and let me know where in the world you are watching this video from. I read every single one. Share this with someone who needs to hear it today, and I will see you in the next one.